So today's a sad day. Unfortunately, this will be the very last time that you see the dumpster Cummins on the channel because I have it sold finally. And it took me 4 years to build this truck. And I mean everything from a complete cab off to a freshly built Cummins engine and transmission. But what really sets this truck apart from the rest of the second gens going down the road is this cool dump bed kit I installed to dump my wood to heat my home in the winter. The new owner wants to daily drive the truck, so in this video, I will do my best to make this toy somewhat enjoyable, given the fact that it's P-pumped, it's a race truck, it has a hood stack on it, and if you watch till the very end of the video, when I am done with this truck, the plan is to drop off the old Cummins with the new owner and come home with another truck, so watch till the end to see the big reveal. And before we get into this, if you are in the market to upgrade your diesel truck, check out our website, truckmasterdiesel.com. And not to mention, it's a great excuse to buy truck parts right now because everything that you purchase on the website will get you guys automatic entries in to win my lifted 2006 LBZ Duramax. So I'm really downsizing here. Not only is this the last time that you will see the Dodge Cummins on my YouTube channel, but I'm also giving away the LBZ Duramax. So it's up for grabs. I will leave that link in the description as well as the comments below. Get your entries in while you still can. So just a couple things that I want to cobble together here. The guy doesn't want the hood stack. I don't blame him. We weren't really crazy about the hood stack when it happened. It was kind of a joke. I didn't think that Dylan was going to move forward with it. I did make a full video on it. But, I mean, it's cool but obnoxious. This guy's actually going to daily drive this truck. More than likely, he's going to get pulled over regardless just because that's obstruction of view. You can't roll the windows down. And if you do, you're going to smell diesel smoke, which it kind of smells good. But you don't want to smell that every single day you're driving. I don't know if I have enough pipe here in the shop to even make this happen. I'm gonna do my best for him, but that's what he wants. He doesn't want the hood stack. Don't blame him again, but I personally wouldn't be daily driving this truck. That's just my opinion. But either way, I got the interior all cleaned up. It's looking nice, looking way better than it did. I was able to get the seat belts to work. All the seat belts finally work in this truck. Everything is functional. Everything's good. As a matter of fact, if we could just dial in the tuning a little bit so it's not blowing so much black smoke, it's easier to drive with the throttle, so it's not so touchy, and of course remove the hood stack. I mean, I could be mistaken, but this truck might be a pretty decent runner once it's completely done. I'm not exactly sure if that flange is gonna couple up to that S300 turbo. We're gonna see if that works. You have to cut, weld, fabricate, but I do have some usable exhaust pieces in here, I think. I'm not exactly sure, guys. We're gonna do our best for them. But I don't know, this isn't looking good. We got some clamps, we got some stuff in here. I don't think I have enough pipe to go all the way to the very back, so I might actually have to maybe do like an exit. But much better than this situation right here. But I have to find the identical exhaust housing piece here that's gonna fit to the back of the turbo. And I think we just got a winner. Look at that. We got that one. I'm gonna probably reuse that, just cut this off and then weld this to it. Or, what else do I got? I got this piece too. I'm not sure if this is the same size. That's not the same size. That's the same size, but that's not a 4-inch exhaust. This flange went to my S480, so obviously this isn't going to be the same size, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and then weld a smaller one on it. I'll be darned. That might actually work. Oh boy. I think. Maybe. It's going to be almost hitting the cab, but guys, that might work. But now that we have it off, the idea is to go ahead and just weld these two pieces together. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it all reaches and everything works out. So unfortunately, when I put this downpipe on the turbo, it didn't sit properly. Figured that would happen, so I had to make some relief cuts. And now I'm gonna go ahead and burn it in, and this should fit properly. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and try to attempt to use whatever exhaust pieces we have left to angle it towards the passenger side. I think whatever was left of my 4-inch exhaust pipe was done on the LBZ. So, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't weld as good with my left hand, that's for sure. I got this connected to it, that way I can hook up a longer pipe to go as far as I can. And I think I only have about 4 feet left, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Also, a kind of an important thing I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, we're not gonna replace the hood today. He's gonna do that. So all I'm gonna do is just rig the exhaust up and he's gonna find a hood. But these Cummins diesel engines are just loud as it is, not to mention the exhaust, but hopefully that will help a little bit. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and just slide that on. And unfortunately, we're probably only gonna make it to about here. So I'm literally just gonna 45 it out, maybe put an exhaust tip on it. It's not gonna look the best, but it's gonna look better than that. But this is where we're at right here. We have the downpipe going all the way back. And really, this is just a start. So if he wants to buy some more exhaust pieces and run this thing all the way back to the axle, that's on him. But the hard part is done. All he's got to do now is just connect a nice long piece all the way to the back. But for now, it's just very temporary. So basically, there's the back part of the cab. And this is where this ends. I guarantee once I fire this thing up, it's still gonna be loud, even with that muffler, but we're gonna see. Stay with me, guys. I'm gonna fire this thing up once I'm done. I can either just do like a down spout, but that's just gonna blow black smoke all up underneath the truck. Or I could maybe go sideways like that, then put an exhaust tip out. It'll probably sit about this far. But that's about as much as I'm gonna be able to do, unfortunately. I'm gonna cut this off, clean it up, that way I can do that. But that's probably as far as I'm gonna go. So it's gonna be maybe this with an exhaust tip. This might not stay, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. I still gotta secure the rest of the exhaust, but that ruins ground clearance, unfortunately. That is it. More likely we're not gonna keep it that way. I might just take that tip off just to make things a little easier, because that looks hideous. Surprisingly, it's actually a lot quieter. I mean, I knew it was gonna be quieter because the exhaust isn't right in front of me, but that muffler actually did its job. Wow, this is enjoyable. This isn't bad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt that. I have no clue how I'm gonna cover that hole other than Gorilla Tape. It's gonna be bad, but I'm not gonna leave it there because you're just begging to get pulled over at this point when we don't even have a hood stack anymore. But not bad at all, guys. Man, I really hate that exhaust tip, but again, that's all I got. That is it. I am tapped out on clamps. This is all the exhaust pieces I have left. This is the hood stack. That doesn't count, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got left. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna have to do some redneck stuff. I'm not getting pretty. He's buying a hood for it, so it doesn't matter to me. But I still need to cover that hole up. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. All right. So I guess for now, dude's gonna have to ride like this. That's the Body Shop Earl Special right there. He'll probably leave it for a while though. I have a feeling the guy's gonna leave it for a while until he finally gets the hood. But this is gonna have to be like a spring, summer project by the time he's done with it. And one more concerning issue that I'm having, check this out, this rear end right here. As you guys can see, we got some fluid up there, we got some gear oil down there. Looks like it's just spraying all over the place just because of that rotation of the drive shaft, just throwing all of that gear oil all over the place. And that leak is actually coming from the pinion seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive that out, put a new one in there. Hopefully we shouldn't have any more issues. But I would say the biggest issue that I'm running into right now is it the right seals? And he told me that there's 3 different kinds. This would be for a Dana 60 rear end right here, and then this would be for a Dana 80, and I'm pretty sure that's the size that we're gonna want. But it's always good to be prepared, but who knows, they may not fit at all, none of them. That would be terrible. But let's drive that out really quick and see if one of those will work. Who knows? But more importantly, we gotta nip this in the butt now before the next owner of this truck isn't paying attention and that rear end blows out one day while he's driving because it was completely dry on oil. Whew, that'd be bad. But let's go ahead and pull that right now. Believe it or not, this Dana 80 pinion nut is a 1 7/8. That's gigantic. How many people have a 1 7/8 socket in their garage? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. But if you don't, you can go to Harbor Freight for these like 60 bucks. And realistically, you're probably never gonna use this top row, but we do have one right here. Look at that. Look at that big girl. Oh yeah, she's gonna fit on there nicely. Very nice. And this is where the seal's gonna ride on, this little lip right here. So I gotta make sure that's nice and clean and dry. And I'm actually gonna use a little bit of silicone. I know some people are gonna hate me for that, but whatever. I've done these before and I have never had any leaks after, so I'm gonna put a little bit of silicone to ride right there. This is the right part, Dana 80 pinion seal. We're good to go. I don't have a seal driver, unfortunately, but she's as flush as you're gonna get it right there. But we should not have a problem with leaks whatsoever. And then of course I'm gonna make sure she's topped off on the other end. I put a little Loctite on the pinion nut. We're gonna go ahead and send her home. Just a heads up, Dana 80 pinion nut calls for 470 foot-pounds of torque. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then after we're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the drive shaft back on and we should be good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. As you guys can tell, we have a little bit of material on the magnet. Not too much for concern, kind of normal wear. I mean, this truck's got like 250,000 miles on it, but just kind of looking in there, we're not low, but it's about here. I want to go ahead and get it up to the fill mark. 80W90 is what the gear oil calls for our Dana 80. And again, I'm just going to shoot it in there until it comes out of the hole. Yep. Yeah, that'll do it right there. Looks good to me. So now that we're under the truck, here's my little homemade exhaust system. That muffler right there, believe it or not, dampens the noise. I was really surprised. I wasn't expecting that. GPS on my phone, this thing is almost dead accurate. It's incredible. And the reason why I did that is because my speedometer isn't working. And this being a 2000 truck and the previous truck being a 99, apparently something's different with the dash, and that's why the speedometer isn't working. But I'm pretty impressed. I mean, off the bat, it's a little hesitant within like a second or two, but it's not a big deal. These right here are really good if you guys increased your tire size on your truck and your speedometer is a little off by maybe 5 to 7 miles per hour, because this thing works right off of GPS satellite. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little hesitant right off the bat, but once it catches on, it works perfectly. I don't want to say it's a lot quieter, but it's a little quieter in the cab, which is nice. I think he's really going to like this. I was kind of getting used to the stack though. It's kind of weird it's not there anymore. It is kind of sad though. I didn't really get used to the truck, but I mean, it's all right. I'm not too worried about it, but I'm just test driving it right now after I did the pinion seal, after I did the exhaust. It runs so good though. I'm really happy with this build, I really am. The only thing I need to get used to is the jerkiness. I mean, you barely tap it and it just jerks really hard. But daily driving this truck every single day to work would probably drive me nuts. But this guy wants a diesel, man. He wants to hear it, he wants to drive it. I can appreciate that. I'm gonna miss this thing. It's just 4 years building this thing. The only thing that I would say, if I could do it over again, I'd have repainted the entire truck the correct way. After working so many months in the body shop, seeing how those guys do it, there was so many mistakes that I made on this truck, and I know I can do a better job. I mean, it would be fun taking it to a fair, pulling a sled, doing some dirt drags. I was definitely talking to the guy about possibly bringing this truck somewhere different to get it tuned, like maybe Derek Rose, DNR Customs, something like that. Guys that really understand these platforms, understand the anteaters, how to tune them, things like that. Just dial it back a little bit so it's a little bit more enjoyable, you know, to drive. I think that's what's really gonna set this build apart. But if he's daily driving it, I'd scale this thing all the way back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and power wash the truck really quick, and then also really exciting, this is very fitting for the video, the 8-foot tonneau cover just showed up. Actually, let me show it to you. Yep, here it is, delivered to my porch. I'm gonna go ahead and install that really quick. This tonneau cover is pretty jacked up. It's a cheap roll up, it's terrible, it fits terrible. I can't do the guy like this. I'm just putting too much money in this thing. I think I'm just too nice. I really need to stop. I'm done, all right. But just looking at the hydraulic cylinder, I wanted to make sure that there's absolutely no leaks on this thing. He should be good to go. Obviously, the pinion seal held, there's no leaks there. Well, I gotta say also, not to mention, it looks pretty cool filling up with the diesel pump. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and power wash it really quick, and we're gonna go ahead and load it on the trailer. But daily driver, probably not. I mean, I guess you could daily drive it. It's just super loud and lots of other little issues with it you gotta fix. It's not a new truck whatsoever. Oh, she's good to go. Nice solid tonneau cover. I won't have to worry about that junky roll-up one now. I'm probably just gonna scrap that at this point. I don't need it, I'll never use it. But that is a big girl right there. 8-foot bed, trifold tonneau cover. It's funny how a tonneau cover will actually make the truck look a little bit bigger too. I don't know, maybe that's just me